Hello, Hathorians, and welcome to episode 10 of Leadership Forum. It's been 10 episodes since we started. This time is flying. Jan, how are you doing today?
Very good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, very well. It's been a hefty, hectic week.
Yeah,
I know that you guys have just wrapped up from Blockchain Rio. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there this time, but it looked like it was a very busy event. You guys were on your feet all day at the booth, uh, showing people the world nano contracts. How was the event for you?
it was very good. I just had it was very busy, just 2 days, but a lot of activities every day. I was at two panels as well. In the second day, the first day was also very busy at the booth. I think even busier than the first one. And yeah, the quality of the event was very high. The participants, a lot of exchanges there, other protocols, some very interesting projects there.
Yeah, awesome. I was speaking to you offline just a few minutes ago, and we were talking about. I guess this blockchain reel was probably one of the best we've probably seen in the years that it's been running over the last few years. So it's good to see some big players there. You know, everyone was
Yeah, I
in.
think it shows kind of the stage of the industry. I think a lot more corporate, yeah, corporate people there, especially here in Brazil, since the Drax, CBDC project
Yeah,
is very advanced, and not a lot of scammy projects, let's say.
yeah.
So yeah, overall very high quality.
Amazing, amazing. And since we're on the topic of Blockchain Rio, we know that you were on a panel, as you just mentioned, you were on two panels. The second panel in particular, you're with two partnership slash use cases that we have announced recently, which is one, Ether Private Bank, and two, Dynamo. So actually, I want you to run us through for those that may not know, because Dynamo is something that we have communicated in our previous quarterly report, but we haven't shown the community much on it apart from press releases. Let me ask you about Dynamo first. Tell us about Dynamo.
Yeah, Dynamo is a infrastructure provider for security. Basically, they have HSM, which is hardware that stores private keys
Mhm.
for signing transactions, and not just for blockchain and crypto. Actually, they're a company from the traditional TradFi, traditional financial market. Most of the big banks here in Brazil are the clients. So if they need to do a transaction, sign it before sending. They use Dynamo's hardware. The keys are stored in the servers, never leave that. It's kind of similar to a ledger device, but
Sure.
enterprise grade. So all the big financial institutions use a solution like that.
Mhm.
Effect for Pix, which is the instant payments in Brazil. I think Dynamo has, over 80% of the market share. Yeah, they sign a lot of Pix transactions, and they are getting into the blockchain space now. So we integrate with them, so you can have our the headless wallet, which is the wallet that use cases do the integration with, and they connect with Dynamo's HSM and their servers, their equipment. So the private keys, they are not stored on the headless wallet. They are stored on Dynamo hardware. And whenever the wallet needs to sign a transaction before sending it, they're just gonna send it over to Dynamo. It's signed there, and then just returns the signed transaction. So it's one more. Piece of our ecosystem, in terms of especially, custody technology. They're not custodians per se because they just provide, their hardware, and you have access to the keys and all that there on the server. But it's like a very advanced custody solution.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. And just touching on what you said, like they power probably 80% of Pix transactions. For those that actually don't know, Pix is like it's the payment gateway that's accessible to everyone in Brazil. It's like everyone has access to Pix, no matter what type of work you do. It's probably the most accessible payment gateway. So
Yeah,
that's
it's just
amazing.
instant payment by the central bank here in Brazil. So you don't have to use any third party solution like in the US. You didn't have that. I think they rolled out this year, but in the past people use Venmo, PayPal, stuff like
Yeah.
that. No, but Pix is, it's a product by the central bank that anyone can use. Like all the banks are connected to it. It's instant. It was actually really a revolution here in Brazil.
Amazing. So yeah, touching on that, Dynamo is like the security infrastructure that some of the biggest banks use. Like it's the industry standard, like you just mentioned. Pix is probably securing most of their transactions, and Dynamo is a piece of a puzzle, as Hathor is in the next use case that I want to talk about, which is Ether Private Bank. So actually, Dynamo also slots into that, and it makes sense now because it's all about security. So when it comes to Ether Private Bank, this is a use case we just announced yesterday. Tell us about this use case.
Yeah, sure. They are, let's say, this Web3 bank. They're doing all the transactions on chain. Their biggest clients nowadays are the betting houses, and we know this is a huge market. Here in Brazil, it's a huge market, but also globally. And basically, they process payments for these betting houses, and they've been using blockchain um, to be their ledger of last resort in the sense of keeping everything accounts and the balances, all that's on chain using Hathor technology. So initially, they were using some EVM solution, I think a private chain EVM solution. They were having problems with scalability. And that's when they switched over to us, and they have been doing integration. A while back, they did some initial integration and kind of switched a few of their clients to us. I think less than 10% of their client base, and we saw a
Wow.
huge increase in
Wow.
transactions in that area. I think they were doing like 1,000 transactions a day. Um, they have stopped for a while, and they are making a more robust integration, let's say, and they
Sure.
will start again. But just the transaction volume was massive, and actually it was one of those, let's say, good problems, because now we have to have our all the tools infrastructure very robust. Even
Mhm.
our wallet headless that I just mentioned, that's the one that use cases integrate with. Yeah, we're doing some enhancements so they can load
Sure.
faster. They're more agile, and
Mhm.
it's good that they're really gonna push us to make sure that the network is running smoothly. And as I said, not just the network, but all the tools that any use case needs to integrate with us. So, improving the wallet, they're testing the integration with Dynamo as well. They are the first use case that is using Dynamo. So, yeah, but again, their transaction volume is just massive.
Wow. Yeah. And you just said based on 10%, right? And I guess
Yeah.
scalability issues that they face with EVM based chain and moving over to Hathor being, we our claim is that we solved the blockchain trilemma with challenging scalability issues and them transitioning to us. I guess we just put the article out yesterday, and there was a press release also. Roughly around $700,000 USD in daily transactions, I believe. And yeah, it seems quite big, right?
Yeah, and it's not just about the scalability as well. One of the problems they were having was to how to scale their team and make sure they can do the integration. So they had their CTO, which is a really good software developer, and he was having trouble to do everything by himself, and he needed to hire a team, but to hire a team with Solidity, EVM knowledge, blockchain specific was very hard. So he wasn't able to scale their operations. And when they switched over to us, he didn't have to hire someone that's blockchain specialist. He just hired a very good developer. I think a couple of them actually, and they were actually able to scale their operations and do the integration. So it was yeah, the technical scalability part, it was one of the issues, but also about how to do the integration, scaling their team and operations.
Amazing. I mean, we often talk about this, I guess, even over the last few events. I always say, Hathor is a low-code plug-and-play blockchain, and we're always pushing the fact that, hey, guys, it's Python native. It's very easy to code, but the bigger picture here, I always stress this. I think I'm going to be so repetitive with this in leadership forums or at events, wherever it may be. How do you bring the adoption of blockchain without training the masses on how to code it, how to learn it, how to know it? And guys, we do it with Python, as we can see, use cases like Ether Private Bank. It's not new to us in the sense that even token is Adora, which we'll briefly just touch on, and and so on. Like, this isn't the first time, it's been acknowledged. Our technology, especially, the Central Bank of Brazil, loads of cases, even the CVM, which is the Security Exchange Commission of Brazil, they acknowledge that it is low code, it is easy to understand, and that's why the adoption is happening slightly faster in Latin America, Brazil, because of chains like Hathor. So congrats, it seems good. And I just want to touch on Token Isadora quickly. I know there's not much we can say there, but we did just announce that they have added an asset class, which is real estate, and that pushes up the total assets to up by 10 million US dollars. And I guess that's a real estate asset, right? Do you have anything to comment on that, Jan?
Yeah, it's actually a very common financial instrument here in Brazil. It's I think it's real estate credit. So whenever you're gonna build, let's say, like a building or a shopping center, or any kind of construction, the companies, they can, they need to finance, and they issue this kind of debt. They get some credit,
Sure.
and pay over some years. So this is a very common, financial
Yeah,
asset, as I said, because it's used by all construction companies. And yeah, I think was the first of this kind to be tokenized, because it's a security. It's regulated by the CVM, as mentioned, the
yeah,
Brazilian
absolutely.
SEC. So it was the first of this kind to be tokenized on the blockchain here in Brazil.
Amazing. Awesome. Yeah, it's great to see some of our existing use cases like Token Isadora continue to develop, especially adding asset classes. And we really look forward to seeing how Ether Private Bank develops as we just kick off with them, especially when it comes to transactions and loads of the good stuff. So we are looking forward to learning more about them. And Jan, before we wrap up, going back to Blockchain Rio, you were there on panels, but the main thing is that we did a debut of the all anticipated nano contract. So a few of the community members were there, such as, Doza was there, Gabriel Lemos there, quite an OG from some time back, and a few others. I think Mauricio Nunez was also there, and they had all commented, they had taken their videos, and it's not something that we've put out ourselves yet. But tell us about it. Tell us about the actual demo. And yeah,
Yeah, sure. I mean, as I mentioned before, we've been testing the nano contracts for a while in our private network. So for this event, we wanted to do a little demo to show how easy it was to use and create nano contracts from a blueprint and to use them. So we created this DApp, this distributed application, this DApp, that was like a batting system. So you can easily create your own bat and start accepting bats from anyone. And because at the app, it's going to have a very specific UX UI for like this nano contract, in this case for the batting nano contract. And it guides you through how to create a bat and make a bat, and then set the result with the oracle, and then withdraw your gains and all of that. And this works in conjunction, tandem with the wallet mobile, which we had this, let's say, separate app, which is similar to the wallet mobile, but with the wallet connect feature enabled. So basically, the D app was was assembling the transactions, everything, and then just sending it to the wallet mobile, to the Hathor Play app. That's how we called it.
yeah,
So the users would confirm and sign it. So this is like a very good user experience, in the sense that you have this DApp, which is adapted and very specific to this nano contract, to this blueprint in this case, for the batting blueprint. And then, the user has this very easy to use flow on their screen, on the desktop, or maybe a tablet, and then they just confirm the transaction using the wallet. So that's how we envision that the nano contracts are going to be used. So, for instance, the Dozer protocol guys, they already have their swap feature basically working, and now they're going to use Wallet Connect as well, so that anyone they're doing a swap, you do everything on their interface, which is really good, very fast, very easy to use, and then you just confirm it on your wallet, on your app, and you can do your swap. So that's how we see all
yeah.
I'd say most of the use cases that are going to be using nano contracts.
Amazing, amazing. And just to briefly touch on Hathor Play, um, necessarily it may not be that it does stay. I guess it could be that all these functionalities you're talking about could go into the Hathor wallet, the native wallet, but it could stay. It is something that, because it does
Yeah,
make sense to have it all into one place, right?
yeah. Our plan is to have this everything on the wallets actually, and that's what we are building. And if you look through the wallet mobile repository on GitHub, you're going to see. Well, actually, it's the same code base. It's just enable or no. It's just that we're still figuring out a few security concerns. Not to say security issues, just security concerns we have with dependencies that are imported with Wallets Connect library.
Sure.
And that's the only thing that we need to solve before we can actually ship this to the wallet mobile app. And that's why we prefer to launch a separate app while everything's not 100% solved. But yeah,
Sure.
the idea is that we're going to have this on the wallet mobile app, also the
Yeah.
wallet desktop. So we're also going to be able to use Wallet Connect and the D apps with your desktop wallet.
Awesome. Yeah, which I think makes perfect sense because you want everything in one place, right? You want it all in one place. That's how I would want it,
Yeah.
and that's how the industry follows. So awesome. And look, Jan, since we're on the topic of nano contracts and so on, look, we've seen a display of nano contracts. We've seen community members see it, even play with it. Like, it seems so close, so close. So, what is the next stage? Is it a public test net, or what happens next?
Yeah, sure. Now that the event is over, we'll probably just add the Dozer Protocol LP blueprint to the network, so they can also integrate. So far they're already doing their private testing as well, and they've been using their own network. So now we want to have them also using our own network, and anyone from the community, if you have a use case and you want to test on the contracts, talk to us. We'll integrate with our testnet as well. And after we do some testing with, I'd say, with a bigger audience, because they also have some beta testers of their own. Now, then we're gonna feel comfortable to release it to the wider audience. Let's say, so anyone can. We're gonna have this public testnet
Yeah,
for everyone to use it. But again, if you have a use case, something that we're developing, and you wanna already test it, I mean, there are ways to test privately, as Dozer is doing, but you can also talk to us and we will integrate it to our own private-ish, let's say,
sure,
network that we're
sure.
slowly growing, and then we're gonna probably transform the same one into the public testnet.
Amazing. Awesome. Yeah. So, guys, as Jan said, even if you still want to get involved, you can get involved. Just let me know. Go into Discord, message anyone, any of the engineering team, wherever it may be, and let us know. That would be awesome. So, yeah, thanks for touching on that, Jan. And it seems very close. And look, before we wrap up, I guess we've seen some videos, of this actual functionality of nano contracts. But I think it's time you and I maybe jump on a Nano Insights, get it on the screen, and walk through the demo in a bit of detail.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's going to be interesting. We have the Olympics just starting today. It's going to be great to do some bets over the
Yeah,
Olympics. So yeah, we can share the screen, also the mobile screen, so you can see the app working also with the app on the computer. So yeah, I think it's going to be very intuitive, and people are going to see how easy it is. We'll open the Explorer as well, so because when you're showing a D app, most people don't even see the blockchain working
yeah, yeah,
underneath. So, we could also do everything without using a blockchain in the sense of just saving a database. So we can also open the Explorer, see that everything is registered on the blockchain
yeah,
and how it works a bit under the hood, let's say,
yeah, under the hood.
without getting too complex. But yeah.
We all love to see the engine. Yeah, under the hood works well, and we'd love to display it and give the community more of an insight into how it works. But yeah, I guess so, guys. On the next one, I guess in the next week or so, Jan and I will jump on to bring you guys a good look into the nano contracts betting blueprint. And just touching on what Jan just mentioned, I guess the next phase before going to public testnet is that those want to integrate I guess it's the liquidity pool blueprint, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
liquidity pool so they can use on their DAX
yeah,
platform.
that's awesome,
But
awesome.
I mean, anyone, as I said, is welcome
No,
to
anyway,
submit. The more, the
submit,
better.
guys. Submit. Right, Leanne, thank you so much. I think you've covered all of the main points. And I guess next week we'll jump on a Nano Insights and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, thank you very much, Neil. Always a pleasure. Thank you, everyone in the
Always
community,
a
and
pleasure.
also especially to the ones that were at Blockchain Rio. It was amazing to meet you guys there, to be able to show, the Nano demo, especially.
No, it's great to have the whole team there as well. It's good to have it in your hometown, Rio. So, guys, at the next one, let's make it even bigger. Let's see what milestone we can hit at the next Blockchain Rio. But until then, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, Jan.
Bye.